Hi everyone, very good morning and good evening. So we'll start the session, guys. Okay. Before starting the session, so let me introduce myself. This is Dinesh. So I have around 18 years of work experience in IT. So from last 4 years, I'm working as a Snowflake architect, guys. This is about myself. So here, before going to the demo session, right? So here we have like the good part. It's a mixed participants here. So some are experienced, some are freshers. So some are from data warehousing background, some are from other background. What we will do is in this particular session, I will make you sure to understand what exactly the Snowflake is and what is the purpose of Snowflake here when compared to the other data warehousing platforms and then databases. And we will try to understand as a layman perspective, so that everyone will like understand clearly. Now let's come to the session here. When it is coming to Snowflake, right? So we used to tell that, just a minute, guys, let me check whether it is recording or not.
It's recording file.
Yeah. Thank you. Let's come to this. So here Snowflake, we used to tell that it's a cloud based warehouse solution, data warehouse solution provided by software as a service platform. So here we need to understand the terminologies of what exactly data warehouse is and what is cloud and what it mean by software as a service. If you know these terminologies, these three terminologies, we can clearly understand what is the purpose of Snowflake, why it is required. Now, for example, let's say data warehouse, right? When it is coming to the data warehouse, right? It's a complete historical data where we are going to keep historical data. We will call it as a warehousing. For example, if you are keeping something in a warehouse, that is for a long term perspective, right? If you want to preserve something, we will keep it in a warehouse. The same way here, when it is coming to the data warehousing, if you are keeping historical data about any business, we will call it as a warehouse. From the historical data, we are going to analyze. Without historical data, we cannot able to analyze a business, right? Based on the analysis, we are going to take a decision. This taking decision is the main intention of doing analysis. If you want to analyze any business, we need complete historical data. Without that, we cannot able to take a decision. For example, simple example I will give you to understand easily. Let's assume that in Amazon, we are trying to purchase a product, guys. Okay, before purchasing a product, let's assume it's a sorry guys, it's a mobile or let's take for example mobile. Okay, now this mobile has released 10 months before. Now you wanted to understand whether to go for this mobile or not. What you will do, you are going to see ratings and number of ratings and reviews, right? How many members purchased this particular product? Based on that, what is the ratings they have given, whether it is a 5-star rating, 4-star rating, and what is the reviews. Based on this, we are going to like add to the cart, we will purchase, right? Purchasing is our decision, purchasing a product. Before purchasing a product, we are going to check the ratings and reviews. This is nothing but analysis, right? This analysis based on your complete historical purchase, right? How many guys has purchased this particular product in during this particular month? Based on that, we can able to come to one conclusion, right? Now, it's applicable to every business. It can be banking, healthcare, manufacturing, and government sector, retail sector, everywhere. If they wanted to analyze the business, they need a historical data. If you wanted to keep a historical data, it can be available in a data warehouse. This is nothing but warehousing. When it is coming to the data warehouse, it can be in any of the database. It can be traditionally Oracle or Teradata or DB2 or SQL Server, whatever it may be. So all these are the traditional databases which it is already available. There we are going to maintain the data warehouse. Clear, right? That is nothing but data warehousing. Now coming to, now I hope everyone understand what is the purpose of data warehouse. Now we will try to sorry, yes, we'll try to understand what is cloud, why we need a cloud. Simple example I will give. For example, if you wanted to save your pics in your mobile, that is physical storage, right? Physical storage. Physical storage, we used to call it as a on premises. On premises, or we will call it as traditional system. Let's say if you are storing that in a Google Drive or Outlook, Office 365, or in any of the cloud, it is not physically available with you. You are storing in the cloud platform, that we will call it as a cloud. It means physically it is not available. For example, let's say if you are storing pics in your mobile, you will have a phone, you will have a laptop, you are going to store it in your hard disk or your mobile, right? Then that is physically available with you. Let's assume you are storing that in a cloud like Google Drive or Office 365. Let's assume that, but physically it is not available, but you can able to store it, and whenever you required you can able to access, right? Simple thing, we can say that. And at the same time, if you come to like the best example for the cloud, see this. If you take a car as a service, this is one of the best example for a like understanding of a cloud platform. Now software as a services, so here everything can be considered, and then everything will be taken care by our cloud providers who is providing the service to us. They are responsible for everything. Let me give you a clear idea on this. For example, let's assume that you want to purchase a car. When you wanted to purchase a car, you have to be ready for EMI, and then you have to be ready for parking place, and then you have to ready for your monthly expenses, monthly maintenance, and at the same time service, and at the same time insurance, and if it is required, driver salary, right? When you are purchasing a car, you have to be ready for all these things. Let's assume you purchased your car, guys. Whether you are going to use it or not, you need to pay the EMI, you need to take care of parking, you need to take care of services, insurance, and driver salary, right? Let's assume in the during the COVID situations, we didn't use 6 months to 1 year also, but even though we are responsible for all these things, right? And every every person cannot able to afford to purchase a car, right? Let's assume that now what is the option? We have other option. Let's say we have a other option of like services like Ola service. Just for example, I am taking any car service, you can take Ola service or Uber services. What will happen here? You are going to utilize these services based on your usage, and you are going to pay for them according to the utilization, right? Here, who is taking care of all these above things? Who is providing the service to us, right? They are responsible for the EMI, parking, maintenance, service, insurance, driver, and everything. Who is providing a service to us, right? That we will call it as a software as a service. It is available in a cloud. This service is available in a cloud. This service you can access it from anywhere. It is not physical, right? Only you are going to install the application, you are going to utilize it. How much time you have utilized, how many hours you have utilized, based on that you are going to pay to them, right? Sorry, isn't it? Now, if you are not utilizing, no need to pay anything. And the best part is every person can able to utilize this, right? Let's assume from the startup organization to MNCs, when it you are talking about terminology as per the technicality, startup companies to MNCs, everyone can able to utilize, right? Now, same thing if it is applicable for the our database. Here, these are the traditional databases. It requires a physical. It should be available physical servers, physical storage, and everything. And it's a license based. Every year you need to renewal the license based on number of users. But when it is coming to the cloud platform, like we have other platforms, cloud platforms like Snowflake, AWS, Redshift, and then we have Azure Synopsys and GCP BigQuery. These are all the other cloud platforms which it is providing cloud data warehousing solutions. All these are the like competitors for the Snowflake, we can say that. Here, when you wanted to work with this, how to install the Snowflake, how to configure that. Before that, let's assume if you wanted to configure or if you wanted to download and install Oracle in your system or any other traditional database in your system, you need to check your system compatibility. You need to download the software. You need to install add-ons. You need to check your space issue, and then you need to install it. After that, you need to do the configuration. All these steps you need to do. Then it will be installed. And again, it has to be paid. You need to pay for them to download you the software to utilize. The software will be, it depends on number of users. For example, one single user, this much of amount you need to pay yearly. Two users, this is the amount you need to pay yearly, right? That is licensed one. But coming to the Snowflake, it is pay per utilization, pay per use. It's like plug and play. Everything is ready, setup is ready, like office workspaces. Now you have so many office workspaces, right? Like related to plug and play offices. So you are going to utilize their service and then you are going to pay to them. Everything will be taken care by them, right? The same way you are going to utilize the Snowflake as a software as a service platform. Now if you come to this, like let's observe this one here. This is what we have discussed, like I mean compared to the on premises and Snowflake. So in on-premises and Snowflake, these are the differences what we have observed, discussed like licensing and then database management, costing, resources. All these things we are not going to worry about in Snowflake. All everything will be taken care by Snowflake itself. This is just a example for software as a service platform. There is different terminologies like on-premises. We know that software as a service we have discussed. In between, infrastructure as a service, platform as a service. For example, if you take a car for a lease, that we will call it as a infrastructure as a service. It means car finances and then depreciation will be taken care by provider. Remaining everything will be taken care by who is utilizing. Here, who if you take a car for hire, you need to take care of fuel, tolls, driver. Remaining everything will be taken care by who is providing the platform to us. That is a car hired. This is nothing but platform as a service. This is nothing but they are providing infrastructure as a service. And when it is coming to software as a service, this is the platform. So we are not going to worry about it. Everything will be taken care by them. So we need to take care of these things. Take care of just utilization. That's it. We are going to pay to them. Clear, right? Now, if you come to the Snowflake, this is the high level architecture. If you come to the Snowflake architecture, we have mainly three uh, layers. When we are working with this, we will see exactly how each and every layer will work here. And before that, if you wanted to configure and then install Snowflake, so we can say that configuration instead of installation, because it's completely cloud, right? Now, if you have internet connectivity and then laptop, you no need to worry about the any other things. You should have good connectivity, then you can able to configure the Snowflake. Let's observe. So how to like create Snowflake trial account. Based on that, we will see what all the features it is available in the Snowflake. Here, just click on this link to create a Snowflake trial account. Here I will give this link in the chat window. Just a minute. This is the link, or just you can click on Snowflake trial. So you will get the option to create a Snowflake trial account. Here, if you observe, see this, you will get 30 days free trial account, guys, or $400 worth utilization. But no need to worry about this 30 days free trial and then $400 worth utilization. Here, once you configure it, after 30 days of free trial account, also you can able to create a new account. You can practice it with the same email ID, but only the account which it is expired, you won't have access. But still you can able to create a new account with the same email ID. You can able to work with the trial account. Same thing for if whatever the worth, like $400 utilization they have given, once it is completed also, then you can enable for the billing. That is the one option. Another option is you can create a new account. Okay, now let's see this. So here in the first page, it is asking your personal details. That's it, right? Just I'm giving my details here. Just a minute. You can give any of the designation here, it doesn't matter. And by default it will take which country, from which country you are creating this account, and click on continue. See this, in the first page I didn't given anything, just first name, last name, email id, organization name, and then designation, and then country name. Just click on continue. This is the second page, so which you get it here. If you observe in this particular page, you will get two certification questions. One is related to the edition. Here you can able to see different editions which it is available in Snowflake. See this, standard edition, enterprise edition, business critical edition, right? But most of the organizations, most of the projects, 90% of the projects they will use enterprise edition is the most popular one. In other databases, we used to like call versions, version 10, version 8, version 9, version 12, like that. But here we will call it as a editions. And when you are like creating trial account, you can see only 3 editions only. But along with that, you will have another edition also, virtual private Snowflake edition will be available. Virtual private Snowflake edition. So this is the another edition which it is available. So for us, like, but this is only for, not for the practice purpose. This is not for practice purpose. So only for the billing. And then if it is like a high level, it is high level utilization. Based on that, so you will requirement, based on the business requirement, they will go to virtual private Snowflake, but not even less than 2 to 3% utilizing this one. But most of the guys they will utilize standard. Standard no one will use, guys. These are the 3 editions in this. Most of the projects will utilized by enterprise edition, business critical edition. And here the question is, in certification they will ask which is the most uh, I mean, which is the edition, minimum edition, which will provide time travel implementation. By seeing the minimal edition means we will think about standard edition. But the question is minimum edition with provides time travel. Time travel will start from enterprise edition. Answer will be enterprise edition. Okay, so remember this. And we have a business critical edition. These both are same, other than some of the security features additionally it will be available in a business critical edition. Let's select enterprise edition. After that, another question will be which cloud platforms Snowflake will support. They will give some of the private cloud platforms like IBM Cloud, Oracle Cloud, and all those things. But those platforms Snowflake will not support. It will support only these three cloud platforms: Azure, AWS, GCP. Only these three platforms it will support. Now, here, click on any one of the cloud platform. It's up to us. If you click on any platform, features will be similar. There is no changes. Utilization also similar. There is no changes. But difference will come in pricing. But anyway, we are using the free trial account. We no need to bother about pricing here. You can select any of the cloud platform here. And by default, when you selected the cloud platform, you will get region. See this, by default, it is selected the region. If I select Azure, see this, based on from where you are creating your account, nearest region will be selected for you. If you use some other regions also, it will work, but some latency will be there. Latency means response time, delay in response time. For example, If your system is slow, if your network is very poor, when you are trying to open any website, so it is going to take a lot of time to display the complete page, right? That is nothing but a latency response in a response time. So you select nearest region from where you are working, latency will be reduced. Okay, so by default it is selected. See this in the first page, what you say, what we have given, personal details we have given. In the second page, only two things. This is by default it is selected. You are selecting the platform, cloud provider, and you are selecting the by default region it is selected, and click on the terms and conditions, this one. Then that's it. Click on get started. Remaining all are optional, you can skip these things. And see this, now we received email for the activation. Now let me open that email. It will sorry guys, you will get the email in within 1 or 2 minutes. See this, activate your account, it received immediately. Now this is the URL which we are going to work on daily basis. Now let me copy the URL here. This is the URL guys, to log into the Snowflake account. Let's activate that Snowflake account. Click here to activate, and username, I'm giving the username as Snowflake 8, and then I'm giving the password, same password, confirmation password I am giving again, confirmation password, and started. Now skip for now, not required. See this, this is your URL where we are going to work with our Snowflake. This is complete user interface for the Snowflake. Here you can able to see worksheets, right? These are the worksheets. These are sample worksheets for our practice purpose, for our understanding purpose. Whenever you are free, you can open these worksheets and then you can check what exactly it is. And left hand side, you can able to see this navigation panel. You can see the projects, you can see the data. We will go one by one and we will discuss each and every option here. Now here, when I click on a data, you can able to see Snowflake and then Snowflake sample data. When I click on this, I'm going to get all these databases. When I click on the database, see this, all these other tables, right? And then we have some sample data to work with, to work with, right? And whatever the queries we are going to write, we are going to write the queries in worksheet. We used to call that as a worksheet. Now here you can able to see the projects, right? Click on the project, see this worksheet, right? So click on that worksheet. Here you will get a option called plus symbol. Click on SQL worksheet. See this. This is the worksheet where we are going to write our queries and all. Okay, just ignore this one. Next, done. Okay, see this. Here you can see these other databases. And if you observe one thing here, these databases we didn't create it. And if you see the roles, this is the roles. See this? These are the Snowflake default roles which it is available. Did we created these roles? No, right? By default, Snowflake is created for us. And at the same time, here we have a virtual warehouse. This is nothing but a computation, compute engine. If you wanted to run a query, we need this. For example, if you wanted to implement some task, we need a computation. Or if you wanted to connect it to some applications, you need a laptop, right? Same way, you can relate it to that. We will discuss on it. Now, if you observe, see this, select the database, select any one of the schema. Now you can see all these are the databases, right? All these are the database and schemas. And coming to this, all these are the tables, right? See this here. Just I am moving the cursor on the table. What you can see? You can see that number of rows, what is the size, and then cluster key. Just a minute, guys. 1 second. Sorry, guys. Now let's come to this. Here, see this one, table structure. When I click on that, you can able to see the table structure. And if you wanted to, most of the shortcuts Snowflake has given here. If you wanted to read the data from the table, no need to write a query. Click on that. See this preview data. You will get the data, right? And at the same time, so here, if I wanted to run a query, see this place name in editor, you will get the complete table name, schema name, database name. Now here, now let's observe how architecture will work here. Now we are going to use select count star from, this is the table. This is catalog table. This is the table. Where is that? Catalog page. Yeah. This is the table. How many rows we have? 50k rows, right? This is the table which we are going to run the query. When you are running the query, just observe what will happen here. To run any query, to write any query, we are going to use this particular worksheet. When you are running this query, observe what will happen. You can use shortcut Control K, so Control Enter. You can run the query. Another option is here you have a run option, run button. Click on that. The query is running, right? Spelling mistake.
Um,
Yeah. Observe this. Query ran. How many rows we have? 50,000 rows. But what happened in the backend? Here, if you wanted to see, we used to call it as query execution plan. When it is coming to query execution plan, right? Here, same thing, we will call it as a query profile view. If you click on that, you will get that information. Query profile view related details. Here, this is the query ID. Other option is you can go here, come to this, click on monitoring. See this is the query, right? When I click on that, you can see query profile. When you click on the query profile, what it is telling? Metadata based result. Here, what happened is exactly when you are running this particular query. Let me open the worksheet which you have opened. When you are running this particular query in the backend, this particular query in the backend, it has taken the details from metadata information. And what will happen, what is happening in the backend is when you execute any query, first it will come to the cloud services layer. It will check authentication and access control, whether you have access or not. Then it will see Is the query what you are expecting, what you are running, is it related to metadata or not? It means if it is related to metadata, like for example, count, minimum, maximum, table information, high level information, all these things, we will call it as a metadata. And from this, if you are getting some information, it won't send the query to compute resource. It won't send the query to storage. One second, guys. What will happen is here high level information, count, minimum, maximum, this information directly picked from the metadata. Then it will give it directly from here. So what is the advantage of this? Why we are talking about? So whether it is going to give it from the other layers or this layers, how it differs? What will happen is here, when it is coming to the other databases, they are going to charge based on the licensing, based on the users, right? But how come Snowflake will get a profit here? Snowflake is going to charge from us based on computation. It means how much time we are running the query, how many hours we are going to take the computation. Based on that, Snowflake will charge from us approximately for 1 hour utilization. Snowflake is going to charge around $2. So, but here we used to call that as a credits. Credits. This we will come to that later. But remember, we won't speak about in the form of dollars. We will speak in the form of credits only. For 1 hour utilization of the computation resources, it is going to charge one credit. One credit means it represents $2. Again, it depends on which edition you are using. It's slightly variable, slightly varies. We will discuss that in a further sessions. But remember that it is charging around $2 per 1 hour. It means, see this, only the computation belongs to your virtual warehouses only. But here it get the data from the cloud services layer itself. So it does not belongs to the computation. So that we won't get any charges for execution of this query. Now let's say instead of this select count star from, I am going to run select star from. See this, select star from. When I am using select star from, observe this, what happened. It is executing the query. If you go to the query ID here, this is the query which we ran. Click on that query profile. If you see, you can able to see what's happened in the backend. See this, we can understand. These are the statistics here. Very importantly, percentage scanned from the cache, observe 0, and it hitted the storage layer. So we have remote disk IO. It has done what happened in the backend. It is showing here. It has what it has done is it given the query select star from table. It is not related to metadata. So The same query it sent to compute resources. Again, here it will check related to the cache. In the caches, the data is not available. That's why you will see here 0. See this percentage scan from the cache is 0, right? 0. Then what happened? It went to the storage layer and it picked the data from the storage layer. So for all these things, how much time it has taken here? It has taken sorry guys, 1.1 second. What is the time period? 1.1 second it has taken. 1 second. During the query execution time, it will accumulate all the user queries together. How much time we have executed the queries, how much time we have utilized the computation resources. Here 1.1 second, right? Like that, it will accumulate all the how time. Then based on that, the charges will be applicable. 1 hour, it will be $2, right? Now, same thing. Sorry. If I run the query again, observe what will happen. One more time I am running the same query, right? One more time I am running the same query. Observe, it displayed immediately. How much time it has taken here now? See this, totally 36 milliseconds. 36 milliseconds it has taken now. First, initially it has taken 1.1 second. Second time it has taken 36 milliseconds. Why it is difference? In the back end, what will happen is, second time when you are running a query, first where it will check? It will check that in a cache. It is a temporary area where the Snowflake is going to store the data for the temporary purpose. If the data is available in the cache, it won't go and then pick the data from the storage layer again. Directly it will give it from a cache. So that what will happen? So your execution time will be reduced, so that how much we are going to pay to the Snowflake will be reduced, right? So that's the main purpose of cache. See this 36 milliseconds. If you see what happened exactly in the backend, see this. This is the query which you have executed 36 milliseconds. See this, what it is telling. Query result is reused, right? Sorry. Query result has been reused here. So this is reducing the costing. This is about 3 different layers in the architecture. And here, along with this, right, Snowflake has given most of the features, like this is the user interface which you are seeing, right? So most of the shortcuts we are having. For example, when you're running a query, see this, these are all the columns here. Now, if I wanted to select any specific columns, generally what you will do, you will add columns here, right? But here, observe this, you can specify the columns. What all the columns you required, only specify those columns, then apply. Only those columns will be available. If I wanted to do the filter, click on this, and then I want only the data related to, for example, 109. Okay, 109 I required. Wherever 109 is there, I want. Just I clicked on 109. See this? Wherever you have 109, everywhere you are getting the data, right? And at the same time, so if you wanted to create a table, create a database, and everything, we have a shortcuts here. For example, let's say here, if you go to the data here, Anyway, we are going to see from the scratch from tomorrow onwards one by one. Here, see this create database I have given. For example, I am showing, I am giving class create database created. When I click on the database, again I have an option to create a schema, right? And then if I click on a schema, which default schema which it is created, when I click on create table, see this create option, all these other Snowflake objects, we will go one by one. See this table creations, views creation, stages creation, integrations creation, file format creations, pipes, streams, tasks, all these other different objects in Snowflake, right? So here, what we are going to do is from the starting to advanced till advanced, we are going to see each and everything practically from creating a table to loading the data, seeding the stages till integrations, advanced concepts till integrating to cloud platforms, pulling the data from AWS to Snowflake, Azure to Snowflake, and implementing the activities, all the Snowflake activities, all the Snowflake functionalities we are going to see one by one. Like for example, let me show you here. This is the complete syllabus case, what we are going to discuss on daily basis. What we are going to do is we are going to discuss the topics in the session, and at the same time we will upload all this material. This is related to your assignments. It will be uploaded into the drive along with class recorded session video. What you need to do is you need to practice each and every topic on daily basis, and then you can note down your questions and then we can discuss further. And during the session also, if you have any doubts, we can discuss it. And then you have a chat window available. Last 15 minutes we will dedicate it for the Q&A session on everyday basis. And during the session itself, we are going to cover all the certification questions as well as your interview questions. And every session it will be a practical session only. Whatever I am going to show it here, the same thing you need to try it in your trial account at least one or two times. And once you finish the session, this will be targeted for Snow Pro course certification, and then Snowflake developer come data engineer. Don't get confused here. Developer or data engineer, same. And then admin activities. 50% of the admin activities we are going to cover, and then 25% of the architecture side architect side activities. So this is majorly we are focusing on development, 100% on data engineer development Snowflake, and then so around 25% on the architecture side as a architect, and then around 50% of the admin activities we are going to cover in this particular session. And totally it will be around 34 sessions will be there, and every day the same time 8 to 9 p.m. the session will be there, only on weekdays guys. There is no sessions on weekends. And I will make sure that you won't miss any specific topic related to Snowflake and related to Snowflake functionalities. Okay, I will make sure that to cover so all the implementations in Snowflake. Okay, here if you observe, maybe you will get it out. What is the difference? Why Snowflake is most popular when compared to other platforms? When you talk about cloud platform, AWS is the playing the key role in the market. He is the like AWS is the leader in the market. But why Snowflake is leader in the market in a data warehousing field? If you come to that, see this. Main thing is multi-warehouse concurrency against the same data. This is not available in our Redshift. And at the same time, concurrency throughput related to JSONs, and scale up and scale down. It is very quick in Snowflake. Here, for example, multi warehouse concurrency means distribution of the data. For example, let me give you clarity on this. Then we will come to the questions. For example, let's say you have one task, guys. This will finish in 100 hours. Okay, with one person. Okay, one person can finish the task in 100 hours. If you wanted to finish the task in 10 hours, what you will do? Same task, you need to finish that in 10 hours, means you are going to assign that task to 10 persons, right? You can assign it to the 10 persons. Then what will happen? Work distribution, then it will your time saving, right? Same thing we'll talk about is related to multi-cluster concurrency. Again, it's the same data. Clear? This is the advantages of Snowflake. And moreover, along with these features, right? When compared to other cloud platforms, Snowflake is very cheaper than the other platforms. Nearly on the project, the side, when you are trying to implement any project on Snowflake, it is going to, when you compare with other platforms, it is 40 to 50% less when compared to other platform charges, other cloud platform warehouses. So that's why so most of the guys are utilizing Snowflake. Okay, and most of the inbuilt features which it is already available in Snowflake. Okay, these are the advantages, we can say that. Now let's come to the questions here. From tomorrow, what we will do is we will see the first session, how to create a database, how to create a table, how to load the data into the table without writing any single query, with utilizing the capabilities of user interface. We will try to load the data into the table. We will see that how to implement that. My request is, so try to create a trial account today, and then from next session we will start implementing the things. Okay, let me come to the questions in the chat window
So,
first.
somehow the login,
Hmm.
the look and feel of what we have when I create the login to the trial account is different from what you were showing.
When you have
So
created Himabindu,
just now while attending the class, I created it.
okay,
So
what you are seeing there, can you able to see this
I see,
particular one?
yeah, I see projects,
Yes.
data
See
product.
here, what I have done is I clicked on this. I created a
Uh,
worksheet here, plus symbol. So I open the
oh,
worksheet. If you open the worksheet, you can able to see it this window. Okay.
okay, okay. It's a worksheets, my worksheets.
Exactly. Yes. Yes. My worksheets only.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So we should select SQL worksheets or Python worksheets, sir?
SQL worksheet. SQL worksheet
Okay.
only.
So always whenever we browse through, we need to go to that worksheets.
Yeah.
The
One
and the
time activity only. No need to do it every time.
okay, okay, sir, got it.
Okay. Does Snowflake
Thank you,
support
sir.
nested JSON files? Yes, Snowflake will support structured data, semi-structured data, Shivank. It will support. The Snowflake allows loading of mainframe files. Sorry, manifest files. What it mean by that? Could you please elaborate what it mean by manifest files?
Yeah, Dinesh. Actually, it's the combination of JSON files,
Yes,
inline
yes,
JSON
it will
files.
support. It will support. It
Okay.
will support. And Snowflake support column. Yes, it's a columnar storage only. Okay,
Okay. Is there
columnar
any
storage. It will be in the form
compressed
of
type
micro
is supporting?
partitions. Yes, all the compression mechanism it will support. By default, it will be ggzip compression.
Okay.
Does it support vacuum and yeah, vacuum? I am not sure. That equivalent command will be some other command will be there, like zip
Mm-hmm.
formats will be there, snappy,
Mm-hmm.
and then some other compression mechanisms is available here. It will support CLI
Okay.
data other than 60 TB. And the feasible it migrate data to Snowflake. Yes, we can able to do that. It doesn't matter about the how much terabyte it is there, but only the thing is, so for the best practices, we are going
Mm-hmm.
to split the files into less than 500 MB files. Then we will do the continuous ingestion process. Okay, that option is available.
Okay.
We will see that those things. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So see, Swapna, right? Sorry, Swapna. Yeah. So no one will like give the live project session. Don't believe on like anyone if it is giving. See, generally, what will happen is if you want any live project means definitely it is going to take in a organization itself 6 months to 8 months minimum to minimum. And at the same time, you need a configuration and setup for all the integrations and all the tools, right? So here, what we are going to do is we are going to cover all the topics related to Snowflake, and then like when you want like implementations, end-to-end implementations, we are going to see that like integration of AWS to Snowflake, creating a continuous ingestion process, working with slowly changing dimensions. These kind of end-to-end implementations we will see, but we cannot consider that as a complete live project. But so that is a different thing. Okay. Data product in Snowflake. This is a new feature. It has been introduced in Snowflake. This is moreover
How
related to so like modeling side. Okay. And what is the
how do you
difference?
productionalize this one actually?
Which one?
Like in Databricks, like we create like Python or jar files or like these, and then we productionalize. But in case of Snowflake, how do we
Uh-huh.
production things? How do we handle? Like
Yeah,
once we write queries, like
yeah, we will have a get DDL commands. By using a get DDL commands, we can able to take all the base code and then we will submit it to the GitHub as usual. So we are going to have three different like accounts. One is for development, one is for test, one is for production environment. So we are going to write the codes there. It's a get DDL, we will call it.
okay, okay, and can we do any backfilling to this one? Like does this support backfilling data? Like if I mean
Yeah.
when we created data pipelines and any issues are there with the data, so can we do backfilling and those sort of things here?
No, it is not possible. You need to do it configurations for that. You need to write a store process for that.
Okay,
By default, it is not having a capabilities.
okay, okay.
Okay. Snowflake versus Databricks, like Databricks, it's completely with a combination of PySpark. Uh, but here, like Databricks is completely, I can say that it's a kind of coding. It's completely CLI. But coming to the Snowflake, it's a user interface. Okay, and then some of the inbuilt features which it is available in Snowflake, so which it is not available in Databricks. Databricks, moreover, it's kind of load management kind of thing is very fast when compared to Snowflake, but it's a completely coding. Okay, cloud services like AWS, Azure, and GCP we selected. Yes, exactly, Nagesh. Cloud services is related to it will build on top of the cloud platforms, so which we have
Okay.
selected. That is cloud
So if we
services.
select AWS or something, then the cloud service will be works on the AWS or something.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. Okay.
MS Azure is that only platform provider for Snowflake. No, so it will support AWS, it will support GCP also. We saw that, right? Azure, AWS, GCP, all will support for Snowflake. Yeah. Any other questions?
So Dinesh, I have one question here.
Yes,
Let's say
Shiva.
I have a AWS account. Okay, so how I can integrate it in the free trial account? Is it possible?
Sorry, come again. Could you please
Yeah,
repeat the question?
I have a company AWS account.
Okay.
So I want to read the S3 data using trial version.
Yes, you
Is
can
it
do that. You can do that. Yeah.
okay?
Only the thing is, you need
Mm-hmm.
to configure a storage integration, like a
Mm-hmm.
connectivity in between, like a Snowflake account and then AWS platform account. Then you can
Okay.
able to read the data.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So are you going to cover how to integrate it, these things, right? In the
Yes,
session?
yes, yes. We are going
Okay.
to see that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, Sunil, I understand your question now. So you are telling about so like what is the relevant software which equivalent to Snowflake in Azure platform, that is Azure Synopsys. And when it is coming to the GCP, we used to call it as a BigQuery. Yeah. So Praveen, instead of we can call it as Snowflake as a database, we can call it as a data warehouse, because it is not meant for transactions. It meant for storage and then OLAP system. Okay. Sorry guys. Any other questions? Let me see. Is there, did I missed anything? Yeah, we can see, we can use like when you are writing like stored procedures in Snowflake, right? It will support all the languages. You can use Java, JavaScript, Python, PySpark. So SQL, even SQL language, it will support all the things. The Snowflake has have a capability to write the languages in any of the language. It will support all. Yes, we can able to check all those things by using information schema tables, audit tables mechanism is there. By using that, we can able to check. We will, when you are like implementing sessions, right? And then when you are practicing each and everything, we are going to see that. As a experienced business analyst, how we should show our experience in Snowflake with real time. Yeah, so I need more information about this, Gautam. So which domain you are working, so that so can understand better. For example, if you are working on already on uh, ETL platform or data warehousing platform, then you can project yourself on Snowflake with the combination of business analyst. Use.
So, Srinivas, any prerequisite is required to learn this Snowflake or something? Because we know
Yes,
the PL
yes, yes.
SQL and SQL. I'm a PL
P-
SQL and SQL developer, so I
yeah, yeah,
can switch
got it,
directly
got
to
it.
the Snowflake.
Yes, the basic prerequisites for Snowflake is SQL. SQL is mandatory. Okay.
Hi Dinesh. I have experience in Databricks and
Okay.
mostly like
Hmm.
Databricks, Hadoop and all.
Okay.
Not on Snowflake, but
Hmm.
because companies are asking 2 to 3 years experience, like I mean, how to show such fictitious projects? Because my previous 3-year projects were on Databricks and AWS, like migrating Hadoop to AWS. Sorry, migrating Hadoop to Azure through Databricks. So this was my experience, and prior to that, it was only Hadoop.
Mhm.
So how to show that Snowflake experience? Like,
Yes, yes. I will guide you on that. What we can do is recent 2 to 3 years of the things, recent project. So I will guide you so how to like accommodate that into as a Snowflake experience. It's like similar to we are adding some of the roles and responsibilities, but before doing that, so definitely we should have a at least a hands-on experience on Snowflake functionalities and then implementations. So then, so you'll be more confident on like creating the project into the Snowflake. Okay, we will discuss on that.
okay,
Don't worry about that. Yeah, I will
okay,
guide you.
okay.
Yes, guys, you can reach out to me through organizer. So if you have any some personal questions, so please reach out the organizer. They will connect to me. Okay, we will discuss on call also. Which topics included in PLS? PLSQL, like the basic things only we are going to like see it here. So how to create a functions and how to create a procedures. Okay.
So
Okay, guys.
certification is required for this to get the job, or just mandatory kind of thing or something?
It's not mandatory here, but
Okay.
like if your resume needs more weightage, then definitely I will like suggest a certification. Okay,
Oh, okay.
So
Okay.
this course will be more focused on DBT, right?
not DBT. This is completely on Snowflake.
Okay,
DBT is
okay, got
completely
it.
different. Yeah.
So there is no connection between DBT and the Snowflake.
There is a connection, but if you need to implement any kind of transformation logics need to be implemented, then only we will come with DBT.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So when Suresh, when it is coming to the cloud platform, right? So it's minimal to minimal, we can use it. There is no limitation of the data because we are not paying any like additional things. So for the data sizes and the utilization, based on the usage only, you are going to pay to them. If you are not utilizing, you won't, right? So like that, there is no restriction on the data size. Yeah. Okay, guys. Thanks for your time. Nice talking with you. Uh, see you tomorrow, guys. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.